The summer air hung heavy thick with the promise of a distant storm. Its electric hum stirred something restless in me, a pulse that matched the night's fevered rhythm. I'd been working the grand estate since morning, serving at a lavish gala. The pay wasn't much, but the hours stretched long past lunch deep into the night, making every penny feel earned. My college tuition loomed like a shadow, growing heavier each semester. Unlike the glittering elite around me, I wasn't born into wealth. I clawed my way through life, and tonight's host knew that struggle well. The party celebrated Nathan Caldwell's 41st birthday, a man who'd risen from nothing to command a multi-million-dollar empire. His story sparked admiration in me, a quiet respect for his grit. Nathan marked the milestone with extravagance, and who could blame him? The ballroom buzzed with Portland's high society faces I'd glimpsed at other events, some vaguely famous. As a local, I knew the city's luminaries by name, but Nathan was new to me, a legend I'd never met. Darting through the foyer with trays of canapés, I fought the urge to stare at familiar faces. Rumors swirled of a senator or heiress attending, though no one of that caliber appeared. My feet ached, screaming for relief after hours on unforgiving heels. Finally, a half-hour break offered respite. But just as I sank into a chair, my name cut through the din. "Yes, Mrs. Harper," I answered, forcing a smile for my boss despite my exhaustion. I needed this job, every gig counted toward my debts. "Heading for a break, Emma?" she asked. I nodded. "Unless you need something first," Mrs. Harper, ever frazzled, at Event's side. "Could you check the ladies' lounge supplies? We're low on hairspray." "Of course," I said, setting down the cutlery I'd gathered for dinner prep. My stomach growled, unfed for hours, but duty called. Grabbing a basket of toiletries, I headed to the cloakroom, ignoring the hunger gnawing at me. Mrs. Harper's service included luxe bathroom amenities, hairspray, moisturizer, deodorant, emergency makeup, a hit with guests. Someone had to keep the basket stocked, and tonight, that was me. A true upscale venue, I'd learned, offered individual hand towels. This place delivered. Amid mirrors framed by lavish floral arrangements, I caught my reflection plain, unadorned. My black dress and white blouse felt drab, a moth among butterflies. Two women in designer gowns, their plunging necklines dripping with audacity, primped at the mirror. Their hairstyles alone cost more than my day's wages. "What's his type?" one asked, ignoring me as if I were invisible. Pouting into the glass, her collagen lips gleamed. "Do I even stand a chance?" Obviously, her friend snapped, adjusting her dress. "What kind of guy is he?" Eavesdropping wasn't my intent, but their voices carried. They were plotting to charm Nathan, the evening's prize. Pity stirred in me for him, reduced to a trophy by their shallow schemes. "Honestly, I'm not sure he's my type," the first admitted, reapplying lipstick. "But who cares? Spread the word he's waiting for the one." "Ugh," the other groaned, batting her lashes. "Fine, I'll play the long game. It'll be worth it for that fortune." "You're shameless," her friend teased, giggling. Their laughter died as they noticed me frozen mid-task. Their crassness stunned me. Did people really think this way? "What are you staring at?" the leader barked. I stammered, caught off guard. "You're here to clean, not judge," she sneered. "Stop eavesdropping." "It's hard not to hear you," I shot back, flashing a tight smile before turning away. Their glares burned my back, but I didn't care. They resumed their scheming. "First I need a dance with him, then I'll work my magic." I rolled my eyes, shocked by their brazen greed. Did women like this really exist, or were they fiction's cruel caricature? "How will you manage that?" the other asked. "He's always surrounded, chatting with friends. He's turned down dances already." Nathan's not swayed by pity. I couldn't resist. If I may, desperation isn't a good look, I said sweetly. It took them a beat to register the jab. What do you know? One spat, eyeing my uniform. They stormed off, their disdain trailing like perfume. Alone, I studied my reflection. No, I wasn't glamorous like them, but I wasn't ashamed. At 22, with light makeup, flushed cheeks from rushing, and blue eyes bright with defiance, I had my own charm. My blonde hair pinned up was practical, not couture, but I stood tall. After restocking, I grabbed my meal in the kitchen, scarfing it down in a quiet corner. Breaks were never truly half an hour. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, I was summoned back. My heels pinched as I adjusted my dress, grabbed a tray of drinks, and entered the ballroom. The gala's energy pulsed, a glittering chaos of wealth and ego. Spotting one of the cruel women near Nathan, I veered away. Poor guy, he had no idea what he was up against. But my colleagues had scattered, leaving me no choice but to cross their path. "Waitress?" A shrill voice called her, of course. I swallowed my irritation, plastered on the smile, and turned. Her group cheered, champagne flutes in hand, while I stood stone-faced, avoiding another clash. She snatched a glass with a smirk, flaunting her status. Glancing at my tray, I saw only one drink left. Time to escape. But as I turned, a warm, steady voice stopped me. "Hold on, may I have that?" It was commanding yet kind, a rare gentleness in this sea of arrogance. I faced the speaker, Nathan himself, striding toward me. His request amused me. He'd paid for everything here, so of course he could have the drink. "Certainly," I said, offering the tray with a grin. Up close, his height and piercing gaze startled me. For a moment our eyes locked, and a shiver ran through me. Heat bloomed in my core, unbidden for a man I didn't know. "Thank you," he said, pausing expectantly. He wanted my name, and my mind scrambled. "I'm Emma," I managed. "Thank you, Emma. I appreciate it." His lingering look, warm and deliberate, unraveled me. With a nod, he released me, and I hurried to the kitchen, heart racing. Grabbing a glass of ice water, I downed it, steadying myself. "You okay?" a colleague asked. "Fine, just warm," I lied. Nathan's presence had ignited something, not the room's heat. The party would rage until dawn, but our catering contract ended at midnight. Most staff had left, but I stayed living nearby with my own car. When Mrs. Harper dismissed me, relief washed over me. My feet screamed. I swapped heels for flats to drive. Grabbing my bag and coat, I headed out as the band struck up a favorite song. I paused, drawn to the dance floor's magic. Leaning against a marble pillar, I watched couples glide under twinkling lights. It felt like a Cinderella scene minus the pumpkin fate. As the hall clock chimed midnight, I turned to leave and froze. Nathan stood across the room staring at me. Our eyes met, and a fierce connection sparked, undeniable. My throat went dry, my pulse erratic. He raised a hand, beckoning with a single finger. A slow smile curved his lips, and warmth flooded me. I glanced behind me, half expecting someone else, but I was alone. He wanted me. His gaze softened as he approached, each step deliberate. I gripped the pillar for balance. "May I have this dance?" he asked, extending a hand. "Why?" I blurted, stunned. "Because I want my first dance at 41 to be with you." His words stole my breath. Murmuring assent, I let him take my coat and bag, passing them to an aide. His hand closed around mine, electric, guiding me to the dance floor. His touch sent tingles up my arm, spreading like wildfire. I'd never felt such a visceral pull. "I'm not like the others," I said, suddenly shy in my worn flats and uniform. Compared to the glamorous women here, I felt unworthy. "No, you're not," he agreed. "Thank God." You're more radiant than I can say. But I'm not dressed for this, I whispered. You're perfect to me, Emma, he said, his strong arms leading us into a waltz. His confidence anchored me. Until then, my night had been grueling thanks to those venomous women. But Nathan's sincerity recalling my name from our brief exchange filled me with warmth. He'd chosen me despite the heiresses vying for him. We danced, ignoring the gasps and stares around us. Somehow, after hours on my feet, I found the energy to move with him. His charm fueled me, his handsomeness a quiet thrill. You mean a waitress in work clothes, I teased, flustered. There are dozens of women here prettier than me dying to dance with you. I glanced at the two women, their faces sour with envy. Their scowls were almost comical. Nathan followed my gaze, frowning. They're after my bank account, he said dismissively. They lack grace. His insight warmed me. He saw through their facade. And you think a waitress has grace? I judge people by character, not titles. Nothing you say will convince me you're not the most beautiful woman here. His words overwhelmed me. I chose to savor the moment, letting the next 4 minutes consume me. His presence was intoxicating, his arms a haven. When the band transitioned to another song, I braced for him to let go. Instead, his grip tightened. Stay with me, he murmured into my hair. His plea confused me, another dance or something more. The thought sent a thrill through me, my knees weak. I nodded, lost in the music, our bodies in sync. We glided across the floor, lost in our own world. No other woman stood a chance. We talked endlessly, from trivial to profound. Nathan was magnetic, drawing me into his orbit. I don't want to let you go, he whispered. Then don't, I replied, bold for once. Even during drink breaks, we stayed close, as if parting would break something fragile. By 2 a.m., the band announced the final song, a slow ballad. Nathan's fingers traced my back, sensual and deliberate. I shivered, craving more. Maybe I should go, I said, uncertainty creeping in. I was inexperienced, overwhelmed by the intensity. Do you want to? He asked, his voice low. No, I admitted. Then stay as I asked. Stay. My mind raced. The party was ending. What did he mean? Our party's just beginning, he said, a glint in his eye. My lips trembled, doubt flickering. Are you suggesting? I faltered. He leaned close, his breath warm. I'm suggesting you spend the night and we make love. And if you enjoy it, stay tomorrow and the next night for as long as you want. Dancing isn't the only first I want with you at 41. His boldness shocked me. You can't say that, I gasped. Why? Because you're a waitress and I'm a millionaire, or because you're 22 and I'm a disgraceful 41? Can't you feel this connection we have? His words pierced me, raw and true. I want you, Emma, desperately. I buried my face in his chest, reeling from his brazen desire. My body hummed, betraying my nerves. Are you shocked? He asked softly. No, I said, smiling shyly. I'm grinning like an idiot. Our shared smiles sealed his wish. His intentions grew clearer, and I focused on breathing. Glancing around, I saw the two women still watching, furious. Their jealousy fueled a quiet triumph in me. I'd won Nathan's attention not with wealth, but by being myself. I like that, I said, sparking a grin from him. He kissed my hand, his lips warm and teasing. I craved more, imagining his mouth elsewhere. Why are you single? I asked, then froze. I mean, you are single, right? I am, he chuckled. By choice. Why, most men settle by 41. I never found the right person. I won't settle for less than the best in business or love. It's why I'm here. I'm not the best, I laughed, missing the irony. He stopped dancing, cupping my chin. 2 things. First, Never belittle yourself again, or I'll have you over my knee wherever we are. I'm not afraid to do it now, so choose your words carefully. His sternness sent delicious shivers through me. Second best is personal. What I see as best isn't universal. I believe you're the best for me, and I'm the one to judge that. His conviction floored me. You know you're in demand, right? I mean Lauren and Tessa. I nodded at the women. Hard not to notice he smirked. I'll likely get a death threat by morning. They want what I do, I said. I only want those I connect with. I feel nothing for them, but what's happening between us, that's real potential. Don't you agree? I guess so, I said, unsure. Guess he teased. Sounds like I need to convince you. A fling, I ventured, voicing my fear. Was I just another conquest? No, he said firmly. I don't do one-night stands. I feel something special here. His words echoed my own inexplicable pull toward him. Yes, I sighed. It's like being with someone I've always known. No pressure. If I'm wrong, we part amicably. But if I'm right, the sky's the limit. I have good intentions and a kind heart. Can I tempt you upstairs? My heart raced. Now I squeaked, eyeing the lingering guests. I was clear, he said. We danced till 2. It's past 10. Let's have some fun. What's the plan? I grinned, adrenaline surging. Sneak me up a secret staircase. No, darling, he laughed. We'll take the main stairs. Ready? He asked, offering his arm. His seriousness thrilled me. I glanced at Lauren and Tessa, their defeated glares satisfying. I'd outshone them simply by being me. Always, I said, taking his arm. We ascended the grand staircase, bold and unapologetic. But in the vast hallway, nerves hit. I don't usually do this, I said, hesitant. This, he teased. Intimacy immoral offers from strangers or betting a man old enough to be your father. All of it, I admitted, blushing. Outside what I assumed was his bedroom, he stopped, his playful demeanor fading. Have you been intimate before, darling? He asked gently. Yes, I stammered. Not much. A pause hung between us. Efficiently, he asked, grinning at my earlier stumble. You know what I mean, I laughed, nerves easing. He opened the door, revealing an elegant room. The massive bed loomed, and I froze. Time out, he said, sensing my panic. I'm sorry, I